guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is now part 5 and 6, Takeda Rose exposing the Tonight Conversation podcast. To hear that Mojo Jojo, the hell she calls Ace, he was into some things involving throw up. Hello? That sounds very nasty. Okay, Ace always rubbed me the wrong way, to be honest. Now I'm starting to look back at it, and he does give Mojo Jojo, like, real talk. Keita, it just filled everything. I love everything for it. Please go follow our YouTube channel, because obviously our content, I'm just posting it because I'm intrigued. You feel me? And that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Hello, and thank you for watching episode 5, season 1 of Who the Fuck Did I Work For? Now, see, I would love to keep the storyline in order, but your faves keep getting on lives, forcing people to be uncomfortable and look at them and talking about some shit that don't even matter. So I thought to react to the live. I have to watch it here because I'm blocked.
Numbers don't lie, sir. You right. You don't know them. You don't know the numbers. You ain't did the education, Slay. You ain't did the education, Slay. You ain't did the education. You don't know the numbers. Matter of fact, I do. You ain't did the education. You guys, like, I love y'all, man. And honestly, I hope at some point in your life, and a lot of you guys are there.
Look at Mandy.
Some point in your life,
y'all don't know the numbers.
To the point where, you know, excluding the people that are already there. Right?
I ain't followed her today.
When you get to the point where you're organizing a national tour, self-funded,
from money you stole,
self-promoted,
using our pixels.
You know what I'm saying?
Self. Yikes.
You'll have a better perspective.
Then give us that perspective.
There's promoters all over the country that'll listen to me talk and understand everything that I'm saying.
We understand you, we just don't believe you.
I'm not trying to go back and forth.
So let's get to one of the ways he had me messed up. He likes to show the P&L sheet. Everybody was talking about the P&L sheet. You know, Kitty was like, I saw the P&L sheet. We've all got sent P&L sheets. They don't have any information on them, and they're doctored because guess who creates the P&L sheets? Okay. We've never gotten any information on how much the tour, the app, the clips, the YouTube, the anything have ever made. We've never gotten information on it. The only time we can piece information together is when he's bragging. I got big money. I wipe my ass with 50,000. I make $500,000 a weekend. That's the only time we can kind of say, hey, because I remember something wasn't right with my money, though. And speaking of that, let's talk about it. So at May, you know, me and my ex been broken up for a couple weeks. Cordial, everything's fine, but I'm waiting for my paychecks, and I'm like, what's going on? Because a lot of y'all were saying, well, why was he your manager? He wasn't my manager, but Ace didn't like talking to women. So JT is Randy's husband. Carlos is Kitty's. Well, they said she might not be married. That'll be on the next. I don't know if I tell you what, I'm just dizzy. Carlos, and then there was Kel, my boyfriend, but he wanted to speak to a man because he said that women don't quite get it. They don't quite get it, and it's easier to talk to the men, even if the men don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So usually we just send them off to have the conversation and then get the information conveyed, right? So they never talked about this, not to me. That's why it was done behind my back. And apparently, after I signed the contract, he changed things up to where we had to buy our own plane tickets, we had to buy our own hotels, and there were no more rental cars. All that used to be given to us, now it was taken away. So he was like, what we can do, I guess to him, to Kel, was what we can do is make a deal to give you in advance so that you can pay for these things, and then we'll just take it from her shows in the back end. Okay, even if that was the case, even if I would have been okay with some dumb shit like that, and I absolutely wouldn't have, because why am I paying to work? Is this 12 years of slave? Even if I would have been okay with some dumb shit like that, why send it to his personal bank account? All the money has been sent to my bank account. Would it be because when I checked my bank account, I'd have been like, what's this for? So his manager writes back and says that attaches a promissory note. The promissory note isn't signed. The promissory note just basically says, I promise to pay, but it isn't signed. No one freaking signed it, not even the ex. So who promised to pay you? Every time you ask about the money, it's we're going bankrupt, we don't have it, I'm losing, I'm redlined. Every time you say, well, I'm sorry you're having money issues, it's I'm not having money issues, I got big money. So you never quite know. That's why he was shaking and flailing. Also, I'd like to talk about the public support of my colleagues, right? The people that I've been on the pod with. I've never asked for public support. I never said, you better like this comment or say this or that. I stand alone because I can stand alone. I don't need anybody to say I left because of, or I believe her, or I had these kind of conversations. All I need people to do is, when I'm lying, stop me. Contracts were changed out the blue. New changes couldn't happen so fast they couldn't be put on the contract. It just every single day was a mess of like, what? So yes, most of the time he did pay on time, with exceptions, as he stated. You can write the manager, complain, say this isn't right, wait, what's going on? All you're gonna get is a long, drawn out response that the same shit that he's gonna tell you, but long and drawn out with big words. Now, I still haven't gone over the fact that he called me several times to get a hold of my merch, right? He wanted my merch. He wanted to take control of it. Even though I said I already had a crew, I already had my situated, I did not need help. He called me every single day until I said, okay. I had a lot going on. My address had been leaked. There's a lot of, I found out my address was leaked. I was moving. I had a lot going on. So I said, okay. And I didn't even get to the part where he wouldn't give me my merch back unless I said thank you and bought a bottle of tequila. And he put it in an email, and I thought he was joking, but little did I know he was not kidding at all. Hello, my fellow crash outs, and thank you for watching episode 6 of Who the F Did I Work For? Had to censor myself. They're trying to take my pages. If you no longer see me on any of the platforms, follow my YouTube. That means Mojo Jojo 1. So there's a rumor that Mojo Jojo is smashing everybody on the cast, and I don't know where y'all came up with that. But I do know I did say he was dibbling and dabbling for show. Yeah, I know I said that. I got something on my shirt. So this is my very first tour. I'm getting to perform. I'm seeing new fans in new cities. I love this experience, but I'm starting to get irritated, and I'm telling K-Love this. I'm starting to get irritated at Mojo Jojo and the things he would say on stage, especially like if you're in an otherwise healthy and happy marriage, and he decides to cheat on you, your husband decides to cheat on you, you shouldn't leave because otherwise, like other than that, you were happy. Well, clearly we weren't happy because I'm getting cheated on. So that's the stuff that I would say that would make him very mad. And he would only show that after we got off stage. So then I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to censor myself because he's not gonna let me really express. So aside from all the women that, like the fans that would sleep with Mojo Jojo, because this is when I found out that tour life means a lot of effing is going on. A lot of boot scooting boogieing. So aside from all the women that he would sleep with on tour, he would sleep with, his assistants. So I met one of his assistants that let me know that he get down. Got a couple kinks as well. I'm not shaming it, but it does involve throw up. So Kit Kat ain't the only one that just loves bodily functions. Bodily fluids, I meant. I'm sorry, I'm really frazzled by a lot of all this. I don't kink shame, but I don't think it's wrong to be kink surprised. Imagine a close friend being like, I just need to be pooped on. Every day I think about it. Love it. So after every show, we like to go out and eat, celebrate. And I remember being in Dayton, Ohio, and talking to his wife and basically telling them that they had amazing husbands because I seen them do their job and go home. And they really showed me that married men can absolutely be in front of a whole bunch of women that are open and ready to pop it up, to pop it out. They can see that and say, what I got at home is more precious, and go to the hotel room and not be frazzle-dazzling in the lobby. And this is where I learned that cheating on your significant other or your spouse doesn't only hurt your significant other, but it really makes everybody around the situation feel uncomfortable. Because as I'm speaking to these ladies, his girl comes up and says, well, what about Mojo Jojo? You're saying he's faithful. What about him? So I would like to take a poll. If you knew that your boss was unfaithful and at the company Christmas party, his wife asks you, what are you gonna say? Are you gonna tell her the truth, or are you gonna say, yeah, he's absolutely faithful. He's just like the rest of them. He's doing good. Well, if your answer was not the latter one, because mine was, I looked at her right in her face and I was like, He is faithful. Yeah, he really loves you. I didn't know what else to say. I did not want to lose my job. I was put in a very awkward situation. Me and that girlfriend weren't close then. Now we are. But we weren't close then, and I just didn't know what to do. And that's when I realized how selfish. He put me in this situation. Now, I might be wrong, but he put me in that situation. He didn't even have a type. Some wheelchair, little hand. I'm not trying to be rude. It didn't matter. It didn't matter the disability. Not to say anybody was like not able to function. I don't think he took advantage of anyone. They were able, but the disabled, they're able. You hear what I'm saying? The disabled is able. They get down. You hear what I'm saying?
Someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side.